Jaz, Hati, Glenn Simotsikya, David Bob Hayward, Floods, Penny Hayward, the Bonds, Harry Hayward, the Nassans, Jerry Morrison, the Botwoods, Escalons, the Mahwoods, Kakakale, the name, the gu'alla's, the gu'alla'a, so I said, hello, I'm called Ab. We come from Timota, which is the traditional name for Canal Village. It refers to all of the driftwood that is on the beaches. So that's basically how it became known as Timota. Timos is driftwood, and Timota basically means snag mesh. It's another word for driftwood snags. And that's really the traditional name for the Canal Village. You could also say gu'aፈላለa. I tend to say Timota. When you introduce yourself, you kind of have choices as to how you can do it. So I tend to change things up a little bit every now and then. I told you where I'm from, and I also mentioned who my family is. So my parents are Deborah and Bob Hayward. My brother is Harry. My sister is Penny. I also said that I am a teacher, and I'm also an artist. And I ended off by saying, I'm going to speak about the highest language. So that's why I'm here today. So I want to start off, you see on the screen, I should also mention that aside from speaking to you people in this room right now, I'm also live streaming. So this is going to my Facebook page and also to the gu'alla'a YouTube channel. So that's something I've been doing for a while. In the past couple months, I've been making videos for, I would say, about a year and a half. I was doing recorded videos. That was a lot of work, so I kind of switched to doing live streams, which saves me a bit of work and a bit of time. So I've been doing the live streams since about the end of April, and decided to try it out here tonight. This is the first time I'm doing a live stream while I'm presenting to a room full of people. So I've got quite a lot of setup here. You didn't notice, there's a lot of stuff right here to the front. So what I'm doing on my laptop is not only my screen, but I'm also recording directly to it. I have a camera set up over here, that's recording video, and I have a camera here that's just a picture of me. So basically the idea was to get a record of my presentation tonight, because I've been doing presentations on a regular basis since I had this job. I took this job about 5 years ago. I've done maybe half a dozen different presentations, and I don't have any record of any of those presentations. So no pictures, no audio, no video, nothing to really remember any of the presentations that I did live. So this might be a bit overkill, but I figured, just like the Buster said, if it's worth doing, it's worth what we're doing. So I just want to make sure I get something. And that's why I have this live set up here tonight. So as I said, I'm streaming live right now. For people who are not able to see the live stream, obviously you can't watch it right now unless you can find it on your phone. When the live stream is finished, you can watch the replay afterwards. That's really why I started doing live streams, was that I stop the stream and it's not much great. I don't do any work, no editing, uploading, things like that. So it seems to be a little bit of time and effort. So I wanted to start today's presentation by talking about the name of the event that we're at right now. I want to give people some pointers on accurate pronunciation. So what I have written on the screen here, which is some topics. See that in the pictures now? So the proper pronunciation in the Haida language is very important. Learning how to say the name of the event directly now is also very important. So just to clarify, there's actually two different ways you can say this. So the first one you see on the screen is gu'aፈላለa. Gu'aፈላለa. That's one pronunciation. That's one way you can say it. You can also say gu'alallah. If you listen closely, you should hear a difference in that first syllable. Gu'alallah, gu'alallah. Either way is perfectly acceptable, so it's really up to you as to how you would like to pronounce that. So what I would like to do is to say it, and then hear you guys try to say it afterwards. So here we go. Gu'alallah. 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 Okay, that's good. I really like what I'm hearing. So I tend to say the first one, gu'alallah, because it's related to a word, gu'alallah. Gu'alallah means to help. Gu'alallah means to help each other. So that's the basic meaning behind the phrase. So then, pronunciation is important. Another thing that's important to point out is that gu'alallah, much like all Haida words, is basically a description. So it's not really the best practice to use the word by itself, because it's not really meant to be used on its own. The way Haida words work is you have a full word, and you change the meaning of it by adding context to it. So the way you add context to a Haida word is it adds suffixes. So suffixes are parts of words that cannot really stand on their own, they have to be added to something. So in my mind, if we said gu'alallah, that would be a way of adding context to what we're saying. Because if you just say gu'alallah, you're talking about helping people, but you're not really saying who is helping who. So if we say gu'alallah, now we're talking about who is helping who. We are helping each other. Gu'alallah. So that's something that I've been learning as I've been studying the language. So I've been diving really deep into the language and studying how it works. That's something that's a little bit different about how I teach the language. I teach people how the language works. And I find that's a really effective way of teaching. And I also really focus on pronunciation, getting the sound down. Because the Haida language has a lot of unique sounds that don't occur in English. So it can be a little difficult to master those sounds if you're not used to them, or even hearing the sounds if you're not used to hearing them. So that's why I tend to focus on teaching the language. I really start with the sounds. You get used to that. And then you kind of build a little bit at a time as we go along. So that was what I wanted to start off talking about. So there were some documents handed out just before I started. So you should have received a small booklet. And I apologize if there wasn't enough for everybody. I didn't know how many people were going to be here. I made all of these booklets myself with my own two hands, so there was only so many that I could make. So I made 100 of them, hoping that would be enough. I will need more if anybody wants more at a later time. I'm also going to upload the PDF file to the gu'aፈላለa website, so you can access it there later on as well, if you would like to. So this is the English to gu'aፈላለa Mini Dictionary. So this comes from something called Recently's gu'aፈላለa. And it's an exercise book that was developed by gu'aፈላለa in 1995. So it has 10 lessons. It has vocabulary and some other exercises. And the last lesson is the 10th lesson. And it's actually a recording of Ella Grant talking about word repetition. So she speaks in gu'aፈላለa first, and then she kind of translates it into English afterwards. So there's 10 lessons in that language package. This is something that I discovered when I was working in the archives for HNC. I actually started off working in the archives. I did that for a couple of years, and now I'm working exclusively with language. I'm not really involved with the archives anymore. But I found language packages that were put together by different linguists and also other community members here. So what I did was I digitized all of those and I uploaded them to the gu'aፈላለa website. And included in that exercise book is a small glossary at the end of it. So that's what we're seeing here in the workbook that was handed out. So what I did was I edited this and I converted it into what's called a gu'aፈላለa orthography, which is the standard writing system that's being used for writing gu'aፈላለa language. So I'm just going to take you through the dictionary here. So I included some helpful information at the beginning. So some notes on the text. All the words here come from an exercise book that was created by gu'aፈላለa. There are over 500 words included here, which is not a lot compared to the dictionaries. So there's a lot that you won't find here. The value of this, however, is that it contains all of the words used in the exercise book. Also, everything has been converted to the gu'aፈላለa orthography, which I mentioned is the writing system that is being used now. It's a standard spelling system, and it is consistent, and it's very valuable because it accurately reflects the unique sounds of the gu'aፈላለa language. Now, ideally, any dictionary would have gu'aፈላለa words listed first. When I use gu'aፈላለa dictionaries, I tend to use ones that list gu'aፈላለa words first. However, in the interest of accessibility, this dictionary is presented with the English words first to make it a little bit easier for people who might not be familiar. Once you get a handle on reading gu'aፈላለa, then reading gu'aፈላለa to English dictionaries will be more efficient for you. And there's some notes on the text. So I included some explanations about how the dictionary is presented. And the reason I did that was because one thing that I've realized is that we've had a lot of dictionaries produced for us, for our community, by various linguists that have worked in our community with our language. But nobody's actually taught us how to read them. So that's been one of my big areas of focus in teaching people the language, is teaching them how it works and also how to read. And everything is written in this gu'aፈላለa orthography that's been developed. So one of the things that you might notice in this new dictionary is that some entries are followed by brackets that have the letter PL in them. That just stands for plural. So there's some words that are singular forms, there's others that are plural forms. So if you see a PL in brackets, that just means it's a plural form of that word. You also might come across a couple of letters, one or two letters also in brackets behind the hyphen. So what this means is that one of the things that is very unique about the gu'aፈላለa language is that there's a lot of words that end with voiceless sounds. So in the dictionaries, they might appear as voiced sounds. But what I've done is I've actually changed that to the voiceless sound, and I put the original sound in brackets. So the example that I have here is the word "the." In the dictionary, any dictionary that's been developed by a linguist, it would actually be, you would see a K with a small H W at the middle. I write it with an X with a small H W. That's the voiceless sound. So that's basically what that means. If you see a couple of letters behind a dash in the brackets, it just means that you would have a different ending in any of the dictionaries that you look up. And that's just a linguistic practice that linguists would carry out. You might also see part of the word behind like a letter or two in square brackets. So what this means is that it's actually a suffix. I'm going to talk a little bit about suffixes. So you can see in the middle of the screen here, we have a dash, we have square brackets, an X, and supla. So what this means is that this is a suffix, and how you add it to the other word depends on how the word ends. So if we were to say something like gu'alallah, supla, gu'alallah, supla, that means to see a little bit. What we would do is we would add that X before the supla. And the reason we do that is because gu'alallah ends with a vowel. So if there's a vowel at the end of the word, when you're adding supla, you have to add X first. So then it becomes gu'alallah, supla, to see a little bit. There's also a lot of entries in this dictionary that are not clear words. So that caused a little bit of confusion. So for example, you might find on page 1, there's a G and an E followed by a hyphen. This hyphen indicates that something needs to be added to it. In this case, the GE means and, but it needs more information. The way you do this is by adding the suffix to GE. So you can see towards the bottom of the screen here, if you add N, it becomes gin. Gin, that means and I. If you add an S, it becomes is and you. If you take away the E and add an I, it becomes ye. And that means and it's or they. So changing the ending of the word changes the overall meaning. And that's the way words are built in Iceland. So it's very different than how English works. So I just wanted to go over that with you guys to give you a little bit of an idea. So we don't really have a lot of time here, so I thought I'd at least do a quick introduction. So now you have an idea of what goes into actually writing a dictionary and reading it. So you see words, I just put words in random. With this first word on the right hand side at the top, that box. The way that it's written is you have a K with an apostrophe at the top. That means it's what we call an adjective K.